Good afternoon and welcome to Clarity Live TV. My name is Barbara Gray and this is my friend Paul Church.
Hello.
And we're here to keep you company for an hour, shining a light on some beautiful products on our website that are in the half price members sale.
Indeed. And
So,
it's been really popular, hasn't it, so far? And we had a few, well, not us, there were some network issues, wasn't there, over the weekend?
On Saturday,
BT
the website
and
was a problem.
EE. So if you was on the BT network, like BT broadband, EE broadband, I know it was preventing people from going on the internet. Sending emails.
It was a little bit of a glitch, but it had nothing to do with us. We went through our website. You know, I was on the phone to Jim at stupid o'clock in the morning trying to sort it out until we realised that we had no control over it. We couldn't actually correct anything.
And it was intermittent throughout the day, and I think it also rolled over into Sunday
as well. It was a BT issue, I think.
Yeah.
And so, so what we thought would be a good idea, because I know a lot of people got a little bit panicky and, you know,
the
baskets are full and now I can't check out. So we thought we would extend the sale until midnight Wednesday.
Yes.
So pressure's
Panic
off.
ye not.
Panic ye not. This isn't the last day of the sale. This is the Wednesday will be the last day of the sale. So we decided to stretch it a bit just to cover the weekend.
I think so, because normally, I mean, the weekend's normally a busy time, isn't it?
It's the busiest,
people are at home and everything else. And to have that issue, I mean, I saw it in the evening it was like even on the news about BT and everything else. And
it was chaos.
Supermarkets were offline. It was sort of like major. It really, really was.
So we just thought, right, well, no stress, no worries. Let's just extend it. And who knows, you may even want to just pop back for another little bite of the cherry. And if you're not in the club and you thought, do you know what, I've missed the boat now. Well, no, you haven't. If we show you what the club's about quickly. And then you can sign up, do that today, and you've still got a couple of days to shop.
Absolutely.
And sorry, Paul.
I was going to say, because as soon as you sign up, you'll get your half price straight away on your items.
And the other thing is, of course, that we don't sell out. So if that was my point, is if we, you know, you think, oh, it's the last day of the sale, there'll be nothing left. I know, it's like me trying to buy a pair of jeans, and then I only noticed the day before the sale's over, and then they've got them in every size. Not
found some stock.
Yeah, size 4. I was born with bigger size than that.
What am I going to say?
Yeah. So as I was saying, in our sale, if you know, if even if it is at the end of the day, it might take a little bit longer to come out because, of course, we're making to honour the orders, but we're not selling out of the stamps or the stencils or the groovy plates.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay. So the only thing that is an issue is the dies. When they're gone, they're gone. And the good news is the brushes have landed. So
finally,
if you pre-ordered those, then they'll be going out tomorrow.
Yes, they'll start going out tomorrow because we've got to unpack them, we've got to label them, and then start packing them.
Yeah, and so any pre-ordered brushes, thank you very much for being so patient. They will be wending their way to you after tomorrow.
They will indeed.
Yeah. Right.
So the clubs.
Yes.
I've noticed when I was printing orders over the weekend that had come in, there was quite a few of our friends that have recently joined the club.
Yeah.
And what was interesting is they said, we want it to start from January.
Yeah, I know. and the reason is because I took the liberty of showing because we've got 3 clubs.
Yes.
Yeah. And we've got a stamp, a stencil, and a groovy club. And you can be in any one of those or any 2 of those or all 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then that just changes what you what arrives in your envelope every month, and also your discount.
Yes,
doesn't it?
That's
so
right.
You want to talk about that?
If you belong to 1 club, you'll get 10% discount. If you belong to 2 clubs, you get 12.5%. And if you belong to 3, you're a Diamond Club member and you get 15%. Now that is on either online, over the phone, or if you come to our open days and our retreats and our workshops as well.
If you take a look, for example, here at the, let me just pop this on here so I can see where the camera stops. You can see here, this is, for example, this is our Groovy project. And you can see that you get a beautiful booklet, which is going to actually going
From
to
March is going to be new and improved, isn't
new and
it?
improved, more steps, more pictures, bigger pictures, and but you always get this beautiful plate. So lots of people wanted to backdate to January,
Yeah,
because they wanted this groovy plate
from the
because they
January
really
edition.
liked the projects.
Yes.
Or another raft of people wanted to backdate to January because of
The stamp, the little
stamp.
polar bears.
Yeah, so you can see, for example, here
Look at
the
that.
projects that
I'm not
we
surprised why some of our friends wanted to backdate till
yeah.
January.
And then here again is third, but not last but not least, is the stencil. Beautiful stencil. You get your booklet with your lovely instructions in there, and then these are the cards that myself and Jane Telford made. So that was the January offering.
Wow.
And a lot of people were
and
really
each of those
interested
are just
in
£7
those.
each, aren't they, a month?
That's right. Or you can go to this month. I'll just take that away. And you'll see here you get this lovely brooch. Now, this time, though, if we just come in a bit closer, you can see this is another beautiful plate designed by Linda.
And I'm right in thinking that all of the groovy is designed by Linda?
Mostly,
Most of
yeah,
them
that's
throughout
right.
the year.
So you can see here, Linda designs one of the projects and Jane Telford designs another one. So that is, for example, the offering for February.
Yeah.
And you can also backdate to January, or you can start in February.
Yeah.
I always think that it's a good idea to start in January.
It's a full calendar year then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I can understand that people want to start in you know, if you want to start
if you're signing up now.
Yeah. It's whatever you're comfortable with. And then, of course, we've got the stamp one, which is a really cool, large, beautiful, big, bold stamp. You can see here's the artwork that Jane and myself did that's been used in the project sheet. So that's the stamp one for February.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, we've got the stencils. So this is the Stencil Club, really beautiful. Jane, again, she went in with background, like the woo-wah.
Yeah, inky.
And I went in with jelly plates and PTCs. And the way things are going, I think these are going to be Karen Jenkins. Feast your eyes on these, girlfriend, because they're coming to you. I'm running out of time.
I haven't done mine yet either.
I know. But there you go. I'll give it another go tonight. If I don't do it tonight, then they are yours. Right.
There we go. So £7 per club per month. So say you can join for one, you can join for two, or you can join for all three. And it's entirely up to you. You can either pay monthly or pay for them in one go. So if you go to the claritycrafts.com website, there's a section on there that said join the clubs. Or if you're unsure, then you can just give the office a call on the number below, which is 01732 868, and speak to our UK call
215. Don't forget the 215 bit.
What is it with me and numbers?
I don't know. 01732 868 215.
I'm just so
and then
excited.
you can speak to Sue or Jazz or Pete, depending on which phone
rings first.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good.
Okay, so what are we going to share today?
So today we're looking at, that was a really creepy look, Paul.
Sorry.
Yeah, what are we going to share today? Well, I was thinking that we could have a look at the dance, the Meadow dance, and the different masks. Because one of the things that we haven't done is, one of the things that we're absolutely unique for is making masks to fit our stamps.
Yes.
You know, you saw that last week, we were shining a light.
Yeah.
But we also make design masks, which are brilliant.
Yeah.
I love these. For using in the backgrounds. They can also be the centerpiece, and you can use sections of them as well. So we were going to look at the masks, we were going to look at the stamps, and we were going to look at the dies
as well.
So I think we'll start with the stamps, then we'll go to the dies, and then we'll end with the masks. I want to do some demos.
Okay, perfect.
So this is a really lovely stamp set. And in the old days, it used to be 2 stamp sets. It used to be a lot more and a lot more
It would have cost, yeah, definitely.
So if you have a look at this particular stamp set here, you can see you've got, this is actual size, so it's a long, beautiful panel stamp. You've got the children, you've got the deerscape, you've got these two trees in miniature as well. So normally this would be a $14.99 and it's reduced to $7.50 for our club members.
Which is amazing value, isn't it, really, for what you're going to get in that collection.
So there you can see it printed out. 10016 is the product code, just as it comes up there, and there is your stamp. Because these are silhouettes, you see, you don't need masks. They're just amazing over the top of your own backgrounds, aren't they?
That's right. And often when we were showcasing these on our Clarity Social TV, we print them in black so you can see. But you can print these in, stamp these out in any colour, can't you?
So if we have a look at what I did here, you'll see I've just masked this off. This is all on one piece. I masked it off with masking tape, with our low-tack masking tape. I've used the brushes that are back in business. This is the moon masks, which are also in the set. And then I've just straddled the masking tape with the brown stamp. And all these in the background, that's all done with a brush and a torn piece of paper.
That's
all
lovely,
it's
isn't
done.
it?
Yeah.
So effective.
Very easy to do. Here's one really pretty as well.
Just changing the colours, isn't it? Just by the background on it as well.
You can see that.
Now this one's quite interesting because it's using a different colour of an ink pad. It gives it a completely different look, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And you've got the little mini moons in the background. That's from another set of stamps.
So it's a
Pine Forest.
Jane Telford, Lynn Hammond, you can see here. This is nice. Interesting that we were talking about this morning. Here we see a reflection, which is lovely. So you'd use a jelly plate or a brayer to do that.
That's on our coated cards as well.
Really cool. This is a lovely one as well, because what you see here is it's a it's like a panel, isn't it? But it's tessellated, you know. So
of course, because the stamp is that size, isn't it? And then it's gone either side of it.
That's it. And then if we come in another one, this is one that I did where I've just doodled a landscape into the background over the top and then put a panel. Don't know how I did that, but it looks good.
I reckon that's an oval stencil, I reckon.
Yeah.
We've got our basic
oval stencil, mask this off and then put that in the background. Yeah, this is a great one. Again, with the cloud masks. That's it. And then
they suit so many different occasions, don't they? Like gentlemen's cards.
They do. There's a beautiful one with a gold embossed. That looks lovely, doesn't it? This is an interesting one by Linda Spencer. I love the way it looks like Lombard Street in San Francisco, the most windy street in the,
really?
Yeah, it just goes backwards and forwards.
Before cars were invented.
Before cars were invented, this was Lombard Street in San Fran.
But it's lovely. It looks like different colour embossing powders on there.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then this is a lovely one by Dee, again, using a different shaped dye.
Very moody, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just amazing how you can just change the colour of the background, but also the colour of the ink pad, first generation, second generation as well.
So this is all done with the stamps.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, we move on to the top part of the set, and you can see here not only do you get the deer, but you also get these beautiful children, the Meadow dance.
And as you said, this would have been 2 sets before, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So when you look at this, you see these trees. These are my favorite trees in the whole Clarity range.
Really?
Yeah. These are so good to use. And what I like about them is, apart from the texture of them, they're brilliant for hedgerows and for bushes. I use them all the time for that.
I remember seeing you do that back in the day. Yeah.
Really, very cool indeed. Linda Spencer, really lovely. Here's another one by Lynn Hammond. You can see they're so good for landscaping like this.
And she's done that effect with the bushes.
Yeah, using the sides. That's right. Here's one showing you how I've used the bushes, the side of the tree, to just mask off and use as hedges. And
then you've just doodled in the actual landscape.
Very good. And then this one here, you can see that's just different colours.
I like that one.
Starting darker at the front and then lighter at the back, just using the same tree, and a little bit of gilding flakes there on a couple of the trees. Very beautiful, isn't it?
Lovely colour palette on that one.
That's it. Yeah. So if we take a look at that set now, just one more time, it's £7.50. and you get so much bang for your buck. I
You
remember
really
that these
do.
individual trees, that one was £6.25 just on its own.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
100%. So, you know, this was, and they were also 2 different sets. So this went with this set and that went with that set. So, yeah.
So the way in which we manufacture now, we're able to bring that saving
It's
to our
brilliant,
friends at
yeah.
home to make it a £15.
So for £7.50, it's a bargain, believe
So
you
even
me.
if you've got the original collection, then I would definitely go. I mean, the detail on these is exquisite.
So we've still got some more children's stamps here as well.
So that's using the postcards, isn't it? The quote postcards.
Marvellous, isn't it? Isn't that lovely?
That's nice.
Like, so again, if you're into your landscapes,
different colorways.
yeah, it's just torn paper. You know, I mean, I'm going to show you the scenescapes and the masks.
Yeah.
But this is quite something. This was one that I always loved by Lynn Hammond. It's just sending you sunshine, and when you open it up, she made a real beautiful landscape.
It's a real scene, isn't it?
This is another fantastic stamp. This one.
That's
it goes
from the
with the
wild frame.
With the freedom one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that as well. Yeah, that's it. And then, and this is a gorgeous one as well. Again, Lynn Hammond at her best. Like that with the old poppies of us. We'll have to get them out of the cupboard again.
Yeah,
you know?
I haven't seen those.
These are beautiful, aren't they?
Did they come with the little mouse?
Yeah, that's right. There's a little mouse
wasn't there?
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But very nice with the tree, clouds in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank heaven the brushes are back in the building.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Right.
So
okay. I'll put that one to one side as a reminder then about those poppies.
Good idea.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it. So that was the stamps. I think we've given you a really good little gallery there.
I think it's really like, even we've said it ourselves, Barb, haven't we? Revisiting some designs, and we forget. Like you was looking at some artwork the other day, and you found that lovely wire heart.
I know.
And now again with those poppies. So even for us to go back and revisit, and you think, goodness me, where's that one gone? So I'm sure some of our friends at home are in that same position.
Yeah. And I think also, one, if you've got them, brilliant. And if you haven't got them, you think, oh, and aren't they lovely? You know, I think one of the things about clarity as well is that we don't it's not trendy. If, you know, we don't go with the trend. You know, we go with landscapes are landscapes, whether you did it 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or today.
Or 32 years ago.
Or 33 years ago, yeah, exactly. You know, the only thing that's changing really, the masks are, and they've evolved. We've evolved into that.
It used to be a Post-it note before, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And also the dyes, you see, for those of you who aren't inky people, then these are very good as well. So we've got the same artwork with the deer and the children, and we made 3 dyes. These are, the yellow is what falls away, so you get these fantastic silhouettes. Now if we look at the bundle, you can see here for all 3 of them now.
Yeah.
Wow, they're £5 each.
£5 each, I know.
Wow.
So you can get them individually, but I mean, say they're normally £10 each. So for an extra £5 at the full price, you'd be saving. Well, you'd be getting all 3 of them, wouldn't you? So you've got your Deerscape and your Dancerscape 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I go, if I look at that, you've got 3 dyes there that normally would be £10 each, and now they're £5 each. So for £15, you get all 3 of them.
Yes.
Right. Let's take a look at what we get for £15. This is crazy.
It is. I mean, I just love. Look at that. The detail. I mean, the little hands. I think that is testament to the quality of our dyes.
Look at that. Let's come in a bit closer. There we go.
Look at it.
So that's
really is.
2.
They're so fine, and that's the quality. See, not only are we known for our award-winning stamps, our award-winning workshops, but I mean the dyes, the quality is second to none. We've gone to the top sort of manufacturer of the dyes in order to be able to get that quality.
Top quality, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they work with any die cutting machine as well.
They do, and the snippability of them. When we look at some of the artwork, you'll see.
For mixed media friends, you know, just to be able to snip her out, or the couple, you know, for a wedding card, or
definitely
very, very beautiful. So if I just rewind a moment, that one there if you wanted to just spend £5, then it's 31163
Just
for that one. If you wanted to go with the second one, but I mean, to me, they go together
and
and
you
they
can
tessellate.
tessellate.
They do tessellate too, don't they?
You can, yes.
So
definitely.
you just wrap that over, and then it just goes into one constant.
It does.
So I mean, that'd be a long piece of artwork, but who says for wall art?
Well, yeah.
So that one on its own is 31162, and then in addition to that, for your third £5, you're going to get the Deerscape aperture die. So this is absolutely fantastic. 31164 if you only want that one, or like I say, £15 for all three.
And the item number for all three is 31192. So we've got a selection of artwork which uses all three of them in different configurations.
Right.
Okay.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
This is the one you're talking about.
It is.
I'm just going to show you this artwork by Dee, because it stands like so. Okay, just so that you understand how it works. There you go. So you can see how it stands. But let's just take a look at it and see what it looks like when you're actually in front of it like that. It's pretty gorgeous.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
So it's using doodle dies to frame it around the outside. So this is on stamp board, but you could do it on card as well.
So you've got the mottled paper or card in the background.
Yeah.
And then you've got stickers, and this is sandwiched. So the dies now are sandwiched in there.
Yeah.
But look at that. Isn't that just glorious?
It is. Yeah. And like even for the mini makes, I mean, you could just take part of this, couldn't you?
Oh,
as you said.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just take that element there, and there's a 2.5 by 3.5.
Yeah, perfect for that.
Oh. Karen, I might have to change what I'm sending you. Not that I'd chop this up, Dee.
No.
Here's a beautiful one as well. Let's just check this out. Andy Duggan. Yeah. So let's just get in closer.
So he snipped them up, hasn't he? He's
Yeah,
created three, like a triptych.
Which is great as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then what Dee's done is she's layered them up. So she's got all three of them again.
Yeah.
But she's moved the opening. She's just made the opening bigger.
Yeah.
So Paul, talk us through that. Okay. How do you make that bigger?
So basically what you would do, so Dee has cut there and it would normally cut across here. Yeah. So she's used one of our nested rectangles to extend that frame.
Is that what you do?
I reckon that's exactly what she's done there to extend it.
Oh, it's clever then, isn't it? How come that doesn't show then there on the side?
Because she would have done that on all of them. So I'd say the light grey one is the die exactly as it comes.
Yeah.
Then the darker grey one, so she's cut it out on a larger piece and then put the rectangle on to cut.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah,
and then done the same with the black.
Ah, so now we're looking it's almost like a diorama.
Yes. Yeah.
This is a lovely one as well. So this one's by Jane Telford.
A little stepper card.
Very nice.
That one.
See, it's great for layering, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Wakey, wakey, Barbara. Ah, I got it. Look.
Yes,
okay.
That's what they call a stepper.
Well, that makes sense. I knew that, Paul.
I know you did.
Right. So if you look from the front, you can see it there like that. In fact, let's see if this little camera does its job. Let me take this out of the way. And let's just bring it in there like so. Hey, I say. Isn't that lovely? There you go. And then you can see exactly how it's constructed.
Flat to post as well.
Yeah. And the cloud, and then the masks in the background. Have a little look. You can see there we've got the moon masks.
Yeah, and also the pine trees, and then the pine trees come up as well.
And then when you've got it like that, you fold it all together, and it's as flat as a pancake. So interestingly, very nice piece of artwork there.
Yeah.
So and then we're just going to take another look at some more artwork here. This is Debbie McMullin's.
So this is nice. So there's no outer frame. So Debbie's die cut it and then use the Pico ovals to cut away.
Clever, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is a lovely one. So this is more my speed. So that one there, look, so you've got your lovely paper.
And look, those trees
with the trees to enhance it, and then cut out of the front.
Yeah, and then just cut away.
So it's like that.
Yeah.
That's clever, isn't it?
It is. So yeah, so that would be the thing. You just chop away the front part.
But I like that.
That's really nice,
Yeah.
isn't it? Different
I
dimension.
really like that. This is a Sarah Brennan with the moon and the mast in the background. Love that. See, with the designer papers, they come out gorgeous, don't they? Look.
They do. So you can see in the snippability on this one. So that's using some lovely design and just giving it that little drop shadow.
And doing half there, and then a bit. It's clever, isn't it? And then this one. Now, this is an interesting one by Elaine Milner, and you can see that's an easel card. So it comes in like so.
Yeah.
If you're new to paper crafting, see, it folds flat like that. But this is using, then what you do is you use the stamps on the front. See, that's where the stamps are used.
Yeah.
On a little raised bit that holds this in place.
To stop it sliding down.
And there are the dies now being used. But doesn't that look lovely?
That's really nice. I like that.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it?
That'd make a lovely Christmas card as well, wouldn't it? Very wintry.
There you go. Cool,
yeah.
huh? So that's that one. And then we've got some more here. Let's have a look.
So that's very simple. Just die cut some designer paper in the background.
And what's yellow and red in the background is what comes out. So that's stuck in the back like so. That looks good, doesn't it? And then this is another one where it's just literally cut out of the designer paper.
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely?
Really nice. And then just a different colour. I think they've actually been stuck
superimposed
on top.
So that looks really good. So they've been die cut and then trimmed and cut.
Yeah.
Mounted on
nice
top.
Nice and easy.
Very nice. So we've got more here as well now.
So now we're going into the Dancecape now, and you can see where we've removed some of the design on that one.
See, this is what we were talking about in the shack this morning, reflections.
Yes.
So the nice thing, of course, about dies is you just flip it. So you cut it out twice, turn it over. Use the back for the reflection.
Yeah.
Doesn't that look sharp?
Because nobody knows that there's a slight different texture to it, do they?
Not at all. And this is a great one as well. Here, look, that's a little bit.
I don't know if have you seen the film Dirty Dancing?
Yeah.
With Patrick Swayze when they're on the log across the water when he's teaching her to dance. That's what that one reminds me of.
Well, yes, I did that with David.
Did you? Last weekend.
See, this is cool as well. I love this. This is Sarah. She's used
just scraps, isn't it? She's used all different papers.
All different papers in the background. Doesn't that look sharp?
Yeah.
Very good, isn't it? There's an Elaine Milner one with a shadow. I like using I like the way that Elaine has used the gold as a drop shadow. And then this is another beautiful one.
Those lovely landscapes and I reckon that's those masks.
It is the masks that are coming up. Yeah, that's it. But so you can see you can combine the stamps, the masks and the dies. And I'm really happy to see the designer card being used to great effect like this.
This is nice, and different layers. You can't really you can just about see that there's another one there where they've been snipped away to create a little bit of texture to them.
And I love this. This is the Sheila Metzeler. What she's done here is she's taken, if you take a look more closely, you'll see that she's taken the positive and the negative. So she's got the inside. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, so that black part is the waist.
A waist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just offset.
It's very good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very good. And then if we come into this one, that looks so good. Look, designer card again. Very beautiful. This is another one that's just coming in closely. Yeah. Let's just go out a little bit so you can see that better. This is a lovely one by Dee again. You can see.
Combining both of the Dancecape 1 and 2.
Very lovely. And then last but not least, that's a nice one. Look. So you see she's been cut out and then the mask has been used as if the kids were holding the moons.
Yeah.
Very lovely. Wow. So there you go.
That's a really lovely collection, isn't it?
It is.
So, I mean, for that price, £5 each, I mean, that's how would you choose?
Well, you wouldn't, would you?
And to have the tessellation, I think that would be really nice to do a complete scene, even if you just went for those two. Or you could do this and just tessellate and take some of the stags and the deer away.
Well, this is what I think is that you would chop it up. So for me, you know, for mini makes, there's one there's the next one. Yeah. There's the third one and there's the fourth one. So you got a set of four
just
notelets
from that one.
just in those two there. And the same with the deer. You know, leave those two together, then maybe forget that one and just do those two together.
Yeah.
You know, freeze a bit of a crowd, really. So we just lose him.
Lose him.
We'll put him down with the kids. So yeah, because there are deer in these two as well, they make the perfect trilogy.
They
really,
do. You've got that
they?
lovely connection, haven't you?
Yeah. Right. So Paul, what's next?
Next, okay. So we've been alluding to the masks since the beginning of the hour, and for me, I mean, maybe our friends at home, often you hear the term mask, and normally it's sort of like with stencils, isn't it? The bits that fall out and everything. What makes the masks that we bring to our friends at home different to the stencil type of mask?
Are you asking me?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's so many benefits of these masks.
Oh, well, first of all, they're repositionable. Secondly, they're a very low tack. Thirdly, they're very detailed, but they stick so that you don't, with a stencil, for example, they're thicker material, so you don't get a really sharp edge.
Yeah.
When I say sharp, a crisp, clean line.
Because it's got the depth.
Because it's got a bit of depth, so it's quite difficult then to get a thick line, unless you're using squishing with a jelly plate or pound, you know, like really pounding the colouring. These are really beautiful to use. They're very delicate, detailed. You can get fantastic detail with them. They're reusable. They're very inexpensive for what you get. And
and so many different uses.
Different uses as well.
Now, this collection we're going to share with our friends at home. This is the Woodland collection, and there's something quite special about this one in relation to how they've been designed.
So this again ties into the set that we've been looking at.
Yes,
doesn't it?
It's got that same theme. So you've got your two dandscape, you've got your deerscape, you've got your pine trees, you've got your full moons, and then you've got your mini moons as well.
So in case you're wondering what on earth all that means, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 A5 masks. Let me show you. This is the deer.
Yes.
So now you might be familiar with those because you just saw them in dies and in stamps.
And these are different sizes to both the stamps and the dies.
Very much so. So there are the deer. Now here are the children, which obviously you've got both sets of children.
Yeah.
So you've got deerscape, you've got 1 and 2 here for the meadow dance.
Yeah.
And then we've got the pine forest there.
Yeah.
Then we've got the moon masks, which
full moons,
you see them all the time. And then the mini moons for smaller areas.
And you can never have too many mini moons.
You never have too many mini moons. And the thing is that you'll see that most of the artwork, if you want to start chopping up or using the dies, then the mini moons are absolutely invaluable because they're just a perfect size. So so let's have a look at a little bit of artwork, shall we?
Okay.
And then
you're going to do a little
if I get
demo,
a chance, I'll do a little demo.
Yeah. There we go. So I'll hand you the artwork. The artwork.
Yeah. So this is interesting. This is one that I did. And you can see here, it's just using part of the, it's just using a small element of it. You don't need to use the whole lot. Here's another one that I did where I've used a little bit more of it.
Oh, yeah. So you've gone from 2 deer to 3 deer.
Yeah, there we go. And I'm just using, this is a
stamp board, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And I've made a feature with it. And I've just used acrylic paint to create the background.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you're using acrylic paint, then you do need a black archival over the top. Here's one that Dee did. You can see here, she's done a similar thing. She's used our designer paper.
Yeah, to create the framework on that one.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Here's one with Waimea Falls, where you're using the designer paper in the background and then using the masks over the top.
Oh, yeah. So just carefully masking off that area there. And yeah.
That's very cool, isn't it? Here's a Jane Telford special. You can see here how she's used the grass. I'm going to show you how the grass and the deer, how you use them together.
Okay.
So that really does make a difference. That one's also in the set.
Yeah. Those
pine trees.
Yeah.
There's the pine trees in the background, really useful.
That filigree balloon.
Yes, yeah, that's yeah, here's one that I'll show you that I did.
I didn't see that one in there.
No, I just slid it in when you weren't looking. Right, so this is on a
Wow.
real leaf. And
Leaf it out.
I have. I know. You wouldn't believe it, would you?
I wouldn't believe it.
So if we look up closely, you can see that the low tackiness doesn't affect the leaf.
Yeah. Wow.
So I've used the mask, but I've also used white acrylic paint and very pounced through the negative.
Yes.
Yeah, to get the
to
white.
create that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lovely, lovely leaf, isn't it?
Yeah.
There we
Is
are.
that from the garden?
And it's all ready to be attached. Look, I've put,
Oh,
this
the
is
red
how I would
liner.
attach it. I put the 2mm liner tape there, and then that way it can be attached to a board or a frame, or just in case you were wondering how to stick it, I did it in advance to show you.
Yeah, because you wouldn't use a wet glue on that, would you?
No,
no. That would disintegrate.
So interesting applications. Often one asks, well, what can you use the masks on? Well, let me tell you, you can use it on real leaves.
Wow.
And that speaks volumes about the quality of them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So you've got the tackiness, but you've also got that complete seal as well, haven't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is a lovely, look, you can turn them into Christmas cards as well, which is rather lovely. And I like the comparison here. You can see same mask. This one's got a drop shadow and then the northern lights.
Oh, yeah.
It's very lovely, isn't it? And then we've got a pair here which are really nice using
Easter, got the clouds as well and the hills.
So you could put the mask to the back, you put them to the front, you've got the clouds. It's all in these sets of masks.
They're lovely.
It's good,
really, really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're after that collection, I mean, we haven't showcased this one for a while. The item number for that is 30720. And instead of it being £17.99, it's £9. So you're going to get 6 of those reusable again and again.
So
and
£1.50 each.
Yeah.
There you are.
That's mad.
Yeah, that is a good price.
It is.
And the thing about them is they are reusable. You use them again and again. I'll show you in a minute how to detach, how to use, how to make the most of them. But for that money, you know, even if you've already got a set in the cupboard, and believe you me, I've got lots of sets. Yeah, I do.
But I've got folders of them.
But not because, well, usually I can't find what I'm looking for. But not only that, sometimes I use them with paint, and then they get covered in paint.
Yeah.
But then I'll use them again and again with paint. Then I use them with archival inks, and then I'll use them again and again with archival ink.
Yeah.
And then I'll use clean ones, you know, and then I'm demonstrating. I can't use all my grungy ones.
Yeah.
So that's how I end up with
so I suppose if you're using the different mediums, have one for your paint. Like when you said with like the brushes, have one for your paint, one for your permanents, and one
oxides,
for your,
etc., etc.
Yeah, definitely.
That's really, they are easy to clean as well. But they're not.
If you're going to use paint, you need to clean it straight away, don't you? And
it's easy just to keep it for paint.
But at that price.
Exactly. So let's have a look. This is the set that we're looking at the moment.
Yeah.
Right. £9, 30720, and that is including the meadow dance, the children, the hills, the pine forest, large and small moons, and the deer.
Absolutely.
Right.
So do you want to look at the next set, or did you want to do a demo?
No, let's do the next set. Let's look at the next set, and then I'll go to demos. How does that sound?
Perfect.
I think so, because then when I get going, I haven't got to
stop. Yeah, and then we can share exactly what we've got with all our friends then, haven't we?
Exactly. So let's just take a look at this one here. So this is a little bit light. It's difficult to see what we're looking at there. So perhaps we'll take a look at the actual packaging. There we go. It's a little bit there. We can see better what we've got.
I need more toner in my printer.
You do. So we've got clouds both sides. We've got the bunting. We've got the rooftops. Got the castle. We've got the hills both sides. You've got jagged, and then you've got rolling hills. You've got loads of little moons. You can never have enough of them. And then you've also got full moons, crescent moons, little moons, large moons.
Nice.
So once again, you'll see here, this is how they come. And they're really useful.
These are A5 in size.
Yeah.
So that you can sort of see, put into sort of sense the size of them.
Yes. And again,
I know. So again, £1.50 each for all of those.
So let's have a look at some of the artwork. Here's one that I did using Annie's little boy, Flyaway Boy.
That's nice with the castle.
Beautiful.
Really nice.
And this is the castle again. with the poppies in the background. So
Yeah.
just compare. You know, there's so much versatility.
It's the colours, isn't it? How they change.
Yeah,
And
you can
I
use
love
parts.
the clouds.
Like I've done this with blue and black, and then I've used the black to get the
depth to it.
The depth, yeah. This is another one which is using the bunting.
Partial. Yeah.
This is a gorgeous one. I know that's a Linda Spencer, of course.
That's
and you
nice.
can see the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis. She's used the mountains and the castle.
That's nice.
That's quite something, isn't it? Then we've got a beautiful one here by Julie Dunn in sepias.
So similar to that one,
yeah,
but just different colorways, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
right.
Same mountains in the background.
Yeah, and a different card stock.
Yeah,
this is using Clarity
stencil
card, and that is using Clarity coated. And you can see, if I come in on this camera, you'll see it's glossy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got that sheen to it, hasn't it?
It's got that shine to it, yeah. So it's like photo paper, isn't it? And it feels like
it's that
paper
super
too.
smooth, isn't it?
Really nice. This is an interesting one by Dee. Let me show you this. Now, this includes some and some and some. So this includes some of the deer.
Yeah.
This includes the meadow dance, the castle. We've got reflections going. It's all going on this one. It is.
I think you may have done something similar to this in a craft
along. I know, I did. I did indeed. And here's a nice German example. Glück ist, wenn man es teilt.
Which
means happiness is when you share.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we're sharing with our friends at home in the half-price sale.
So this is really lovely. This is when we used to do German television. It's quite cool,
little wee Folkley and Hammond.
Yeah, exactly. Dog. I think we used to have so much. We used to have such a laugh because the design team. We used to do TV on German telly, didn't we? And then the design team decided that they were going to put German. They were going to write in German as well. Yeah. But it's not that easy.
No.
And so sometimes, and they sort of Google Translate in those days wasn't quite what it is now. No. So some of the things that we used to get back from the design team was so fun.
Because it's the masculine and the feminine, isn't
as well,
it? That can really sort of make a difference when you spell something out.
So you know what they want to say, but it's not quite as a German would say it, you know. But it was so nice and so much love went into it. But yeah, so Glück ist, wenn man es teilt, is happiness is sharing, is what we would say in English. Not quite right, but but the Germans get the idea. And here's another one. Look, this is so lovely. This is Sam Crow trying to be German. Look, einfach nur so, which means simply because.
Simply because.
Yeah, simply because. Actually, that works.
Yeah.
And it's really lovely.
I
but
like
check
that.
it out. See the castle, and then the clouds and the moon. It's really beautifully done.
Really
beautifully done.
Acrylic paint, is that?
So you've got the background. You've got like a messy orange background, and then you've taken the negative, which is what I'm going to do, right? So you've masked off this bit, and you've masked off the background,
and then gone black,
and then you've
put
the
right.
Yeah, so you put in your mask, literally your mask down on what you want to maintain, what you want to leave, the color of the background.
Yeah.
And then anything else you could she's gone in with dark blues and that ink. That's ink over the top.
Yeah, it's so effective though.
Yeah, because you can still see all the colors in the background. Interestingly, this is exactly what I'm going to show on Friday. I had the same thought about doing inky in the background. She's used painty in the background, and then when you go over the top, you get the translucency. You see, you get the moodiness from the background comes through the ink.
And is this from the new collection coming out on Friday?
It is the new collection.
I haven't even seen it yet.
Yes, nice. It's nice. I was working on it yesterday when I wasn't doing my ATC. What was your excuse?
Walking the dogs.
There you go.
Walking the dogs.
That takes 8 hours.
Yeah.
Right. And then we've got, this is a gorgeous one. Celebrate new beginnings. This is gorgeous.
That's nice. Is that one of yours?
It's got to be a Carol Pankstello, because she always does this kind of word chain and then the drop shadow. Really lovely. Told you.
Look at that. Acrylic
paint, miracle word chains. Isn't that great?
That's lovely.
Yeah. and this is a Jane Telford. So solid black, cover that up, add the black through the mask.
Yeah.
Right. And then you've got
And I love the different sizes of the flyaway boards. It's real sort of Mary Poppins.
That's it. Yeah. Very, very beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what else? Is that all the artwork?
That's it. That's all the sets we've got
I
to
think
share.
this artwork's too weak. We might want to just show that one in.
There
That's
we go.
it. Yeah, cool.
So for that set there, item number 30150, and instead of it being £17.99, it's only £9 in the club, which, as Barb said, works out to £1.50 per mask. And if you use one for paint, you use one for your archivals, and use one for your sort of oxides, then that would be perfect, wouldn't it?
That's brilliant. We've swapped sides.
We have indeed. We're playing musical people.
So, yeah, I think as far as the sale goes, even though we're extending the sale to midnight on Wednesday,
Yeah,
I think this is the last of the sale shows.
it is,
isn't it?
yes, because we've got a number of orders that we need to process.
Yeah, we need to start. We need to start rolling our sleeves up.
Regrouping.
Yeah, let's regroup. So I thought, though, what would be a good idea is just to show you how these masks work.
I think because these are quite special. These ones.
These ones are special
than our normal masks.
But they work in the same way. If, for example, if we go in here, and we take out, let's have a look. If I take out, so I'm going to use one of those.
Yeah.
I think I'll use one of those. Let's see. I'm going for the deer. There we go. I'm going to use the deer. And let me just show you, first of all, because I've taken the deer and I've already detached it. Like, let me just show you. If I've got my, there we are. There we go. So I already took 5 minutes to just tease out the mask to use it, because it's so delicate. Okay, let me just pull this.
I would say these are some of our most delicate masks.
They are
in our range.
Yeah,
and I know when these are being made on the machines, they take such a long time.
Yeah, so you've got your little pieces, you see. So what we've got to do is we've got to separate out the animals. The animals, yeah. So rather than make me nervous while I'm doing this, I just need to separate out, just tease out the. There you go. It's all right once you've done it, but it's just a question.
Nothing like with people watching.
No, it's not like nothing like 200 people watching while you're trying to fiddle with, isn't it?
Fiddle with your stags. So the item number for that collection is 30150. And as I said, when Barb shows you the magic of these, and it was sort of, these are different to our normal masks, and Barb will show you exactly what I mean by that, because they've got all of our masks have printed line art on them, don't they?
Yeah.
So you can see what they are.
Yes.
But these ones are a little bit different, and there's a reason for that.
But rather than, I just want to show you, rather than have it all pre-done and then, you know, and then you get it home and you think, hang on a minute, how did they get all how did they get them all out, right? Yeah. So let me show you. I've got this one ready to go. I'm going to turn it round and put it on my counter here, so it's ready to go in a minute.
Okay.
Right. And then this one as well, you can see here, I've got this one. That's already done.
So detailed.
The detail on the grass is crazy. But you've got two different parts. You see, you've got this part, and then you've got the bottom part. So you've got the top, and you've got the bottom
as well.
So what I'm going to do now is just take those two for the minute, because I'm just what I'm doing is I'm finding the bits I need before we start.
Okay.
So if we look at our children, okay, just so that you understand it's the same idea. If we look at the children, you can see here that if I move this out, let me just show you. There's a box around here. You've just got to find it. Just bear with me a second, and you'll see that there's a box. Here it comes. Just bear with me a second.
Because when they're they come off the machine, so obviously they're heat generated,
kiss
aren't they?
cut.
So yeah, and so
Here.
there we go.
So they're kiss cut. So what you have to do is find where it's kiss cut like that. But you see the children, and this is what I wanted to show. I want to show you this so that you understand the best way to do this. If I take my tool, my
Pokey tool.
or anything like that, and then I'm just going to pull through like this, and I want to show you how to release the masks right there. See, so as you release them, they come out. But you want both parts. This is the bit you want, is this bit.
Yeah.
You see? So I know it's a bit of a fiddle. When you first get them, that's what you've got to know. Once you've used them once, fiddle over. Do you see?
Yeah, it's like anything. You're doing that first release.
Yeah, but if I don't show you the first release, then you know, it's the first, is the whole, see that hand?
Yeah.
Because they're kiss cut, you just have to hold it in place, then it's done. And as you come round, you see? I'm deliberately showing you there how it works. So you're getting all these bits there.
You just take it nice and slowly.
And you just use, if it's holding, it's only because it's the first time.
Yeah.
I just think it's important that I show you that.
Especially when you look at the detail on those.
Yeah. And then of course, I'd go from the other side and take the other side up. So what I've done, right, is I've already dismantled that one.
Yeah.
And then I've got that one.
Okay.
So let's see what we can do with this. I'll just put these to one side, right? Because they are new, so they are going to be tacky. I'm using new ones.
New ones.
Because I thought to myself, it's best to show our friends at home what it does. You know, I could go to my old used ones
that just go,
bish bosh bish, and then you'll go, well, she didn't make it look like that. No, I didn't. And then you'll have your hands, you'll have it in your teeth. You know, your friends will be hanging on. The deer will have lost half its antlers, and you'll say, well, that was a waste of time. Yeah, so it slowly does it.
Yeah.
And then you just...
Patience.
Yeah. So now let me show you. If I take some Waimea Falls, let's come into this camera here. And let's take some Waimea Falls.
Now, Barb's still using the old stash from her collection.
Waste not, want not.
Yeah, but now it comes to you single-sided.
Yep. Look.
Oh, that's nice. So we've got a selection of different... All you need to do is put designer paper into the website.
Okay.
And we've got a selection of various different ones. But Waimea Falls, it's got that lovely colour palette to it, hasn't it?
Really lovely.
It works
really
beautifully
lovely.
with like the deerscape and...
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with this one, only because I want it to be light, so it's easy to see what I'm doing. I haven't got to spend too much time building it up. So now I've got to decide what's the sky. I'm going to go with the sky up there.
Yeah.
Right. So the first thing I want to do is pop this bit, because I'm going to grasses, and I'm going to pop the grasses. Let's say I'll pop the grasses there like so. That doesn't mean I'm going to use all of it. I'm just going to use the grass like that.
Yeah.
And then I've got to protect above it, because if I get carried away with my brush or with my spot on sponges, so I could do that. And then if I had a piece of copy paper, and then I could ideally I'd have it cut in half. My bad, but that's all right, this will do. So I take half a piece of copy paper. It's either that or use half a roll of low tack tape to try and that works. Okay. So now I'm protecting the top part. Now I'm just going to I just want to use this area here.
Okay.
Right, just obviously if I wanted to do the whole thing, then you keep going, don't you? Now let me see. If I take a brush, let's pick a brush, and I'm going to
now back in stock.
That's now back in stock.
And the pre-orders will start to go out tomorrow.
So let's just say I'm going to start using a brush. Here we are, and I'll use a black archival ink pad. Yeah, and I'm just I can use the top part to change it. There we are. And I'm just going to use, obviously the further I go, the more I'm going to use, aren't I?
Yeah.
You know, the more of the, but let me just show you how you get the colour in. And I want to show you the detail on here. And then I'll show you a couple of examples of what I've already done.
And then this is the benefit of having it as a mask as opposed to a stencil, because I'm guessing, I know you wouldn't get this detail from a stencil, would you?
No. And also, what happens with this is you're not going to get any seepage or
No.
leakage. It's not going to. Is that a word?
Yeah, leakages. I'm sure.
So let me take, for example, let me take one of our spot-on sponges. So these are brilliant. You want a combination. It's the brushes and the spot-on sponges together. They work brilliantly.
So the brushes is putting like an undercoat down
It
first,
is.
isn't it? Sort of getting the paper ready.
That's it. And now I can go in with my. So now I'm going in with my spot-on sponge, and I'm literally loading the artwork up on the mask like this. So you can go really dark like that. But the trick is, because this is so delicate, you'll see it in a minute, because it's so fine along here, you really want to, let's come in a bit closer so you can see it. You want to really get in tight so you can see. You can't see this at the moment, but if I was to lift this away, which I'm going to, you'll really see. You've got to kind of know when you've done enough.
Yeah.
Because once you lift the mask off, it's virtually impossible.
Because it's so detailed on this particular one. Yeah.
But let me show you. If I take this away now.
So you can already see how much is on the mask.
And if I just take this, then we can see.
That's crazy.
We can see how much that'll do. That'll do beautifully, right? So then, of course, I'm just going to pop this on a piece of copy paper. Because I used an archival, it's black.
Yes.
If I wanted to get rid of that, I'll just take a tissue paper or a paper towel with our isopropyl alcohol, wipe that clean, it'll come off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that won't affect the underneath of it at all.
Not at all. Now, let's take the other one. And what you'll see is, if I pop that on, let me pop that on a bit of copy paper so that you can see the line. Can you see the line on here?
The grass line.
The grass line.
Yeah.
Right, so that grass line ties up with this exactly.
So this is where these particular masks are different to our normal masks.
Yes. So now let's take this and we're going to bring this down, and I'm looking at that line. See the line? And I'm looking at 2 reference points. That's all I need.
Okay.
So it's not this hard. It's not hard.
No.
Right, but I'm holding it tight. And then I'm bringing it down, and I'm just looking at 2 reference points. So there's that reference point there. I'm just looking at 2 bits of grass, basically. Right, that'll do. That works. It doesn't, I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly
as long as you're not like 2 inches away from the grass that they're flying in the air.
That's it. No, that doesn't work. So now we're going to do that. So now I've secured it, and I know that there's a, but
that's
of course,
a good tip with the paper. Over the top.
So you do that, and you just rub it like that. Not going to catch it with your fingers, exactly. But now, of course, I need to make sure that I'm protecting the artwork around.
Yes.
So I'm going to take my copy paper again, and I'll just make sure, because I've got to put ink in here.
Yes.
So what I want to do now, and copy paper will do it, so will low-tack tape, but you just want to protect your artwork, your background.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Right, and then this really tells you exactly where to put your deer.
Yeah.
So I'm just covering up all this. See, I could trim this up. Let's give one of those cards away.
Shall we?
Yes.
How
Let's
about
give a
this
card
one?
away. How about this one? I'm gonna suggest that we look at this one now.
Okay.
Because it's one that I did earlier.
Yeah.
And why don't we give this away? What about if our friends say something in the, how about happy?
Happy. Definitely happy. Yeah. Okay. So if you want to be in for a chance to win that, type in happy. And then what we'll do is we'll choose a name at random, and that lucky person will get this card from Barbara.
There you go. So just pop happy in the chat, and then we'll pick somebody. So what you'll notice is, because the stag's antlers are very delicate.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm pounding rather than smearing. Now I know that I didn't do the background where he is.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to bother with him. You see, you can isolate. See?
And I suppose if you was worried about getting carried away, you could just cover it up with some low-tack tape, just create that operation, couldn't you?
And also you can see what I'm doing is I'm not pounding right through to the back to the end. So the legs are a little bit lighter. I'm thinking that we could probably get a really nice effect like that.
Like a gradient sort of shadow type of
Let's
effect.
see. So we'll see if this works.
We've got lots
but
of
the
happy
idea
people
is,
in the room.
I'm glad to hear it. So that's it. We've made a mushroom, like a toadstool head.
Yeah.
Like that. And then you take your ink and then you just pound through. And you will find you'll get really, really sharp detail like that.
Nice.
Okay, so now let's see what we've got. The big reveal. And remember, all I need to do is pop this on my copy paper in a minute, wipe it with the isopropyl alcohol, the rubbing alcohol, and that will clean the mask
and
perfectly.
Bring it back as new.
If you, I mean, I don't, to be honest, I don't.
I mean,
bother.
at £1.50.
I don't bother.
No,
because it doesn't affect. I'm only going to go in with the same thing. And
it's going to dry,
again.
isn't it? So by the time you go back to use it again,
yeah, exactly,
then it's going to be good to go.
So now let's take a look at what we've got, and we're just going to gently, because remember, you're dealing with a really delicate mask, but the effect, the overall effect, is just stunning.
These are crazy delicate. They really, really are.
So if we come in a bit closer, so you can see what we're up to. Which is it? Number three. There we go. Let's have a look. So as I pull this away, you can see how beautiful that is.
That looks like a misty dew in the morning. Sort of like, doesn't that look lovely? And
then if you just take your, see, all I've done is just drop that over the top. So now that's stored.
Put it back on.
Right, but you can see here just how gorgeous that is.
It really does, like a misty morning in the woods.
And I deliberately didn't go right down to the bottom because I wanted that effect.
Yeah.
If I show you a couple of other ones that I did, I've used designer paper here.
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous, doesn't it?
Well, it's instant backgrounds, isn't it? If you're not into your inky, messy backgrounds, then that's where the designer papers really do come into the play.
Let's say, just for fun, I'll take one of these because they're also included.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll just pop that. Now, where do you want to pop that? There?
Yeah.
Right. All I want to do now is take a little bit of the black. There you go.
So
don't need a lot.
Are back in stock. Item number 3006. If you want to add some of those to your basket, they're not in the half price sale, but they are back in stock and they've been out of stock for a long, long time.
By the time we fulfill the orders, they'll be back on.
They'll be back on. We'll have to be ordering them again.
Don't say that. Right, so let's see, a little bit of a moon shadow. There we are.
Look at that. That is just maddening. Okay, so just to recap, it's a piece of designer paper, a set of masks, a black ink pad, some spot-on sponges, and a stencil brush.
Now, I've done that on the Waimea Falls, which is beautiful, right? Which will give you loads, but there are loads of different ones, and they're all in the half price sale.
Yeah.
But so just to recap, right? First the land, then
which
the
is
deer.
the top half of the mask to put their land in.
Right, that's it. So you put the land in. It's the same with the children.
Yeah.
Put the land in first, then you bring in the deer, you settle them in.
Line them up.
You use the line on here, right on there. You can see it's going to sit on there, and then they just perch beautifully, right? Let me show you a couple of examples of where I've used scraps.
Where your inky mop-ups.
There we go. See, I love that.
That's like cleaning the brayer, isn't it?
I'm waiting for, I think I'm going to take this and wrap it around a canvas board. Yeah. Here's another one, look. See, and then I've taken the moon, but this time, instead of using the inside, I've used the outside and just pounded a bit of white acrylic paint through there.
Because this is a clean up from, I'm guessing we've cleaned the brayer from
That's
using
exactly what it is.
paint.
That's it.
Yeah, and just changing the colour of the ink pad.
Yeah, I've used really a sepia and a brown.
Look. Yeah.
And also two colours. So I've used a lighter colour in the background and then a dark brown over the top. This is another interesting variation here.
Oh, I like that. So, backdrop stamp.
Backdrop stamp, watery, mini crescent moon.
That's a large rectangle, that one.
But you can see exactly how it's no different. It's just a different background. This is made by yourselves.
Yeah.
This is made for you, and then you just add your, But don't that look lovely?
It does.
There you go. So
Wow.
that's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to take it right from a brand new mask and show
Yeah.
you that it's a really good idea to take 5 minutes
And
not
just-
whip it, you know.
No,
Otherwise,
once
you say,
you've done-
well, how come my deer's got no antlers? Well, it did have.
They're still on the page.
So you just tease them out gently. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
And it's good. And that's what I think with these ones, we haven't showcased these for a while. And I think this was a really nice hour to show those.
Yes.
Because they are different to our normal mask. I mean, you've got like the rooftops, and they're sort of quite straightforward in the way in which they work.
Yes.
But these were different because they've got that line art on them
That's
to allow
right.
you to match up the top and the bottom.
And the meadow dancers too, the
Exactly
children
the same.
too. So,
yeah.
so I hope you enjoyed that. I've always said, you know, hour for hour, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, these are, you get a lot of bang for your buck.
Yeah.
And now they're in the half price sale. So if you were thinking about joining the club, I think these might be your decision swing.
I think so. And to get them at half price, it's just, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Really, really.
So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed that.
I'm going to choose a winner.
You're going to choose a winner for the happy card. Happy, joyous and free.
So we're going to scroll through and stop. And the winner is Stephanie Loveday.
There we are, Stephanie
Loveday.
There
we go, Stephanie Loveday. So if you can drop me an email, which is paul@claritystamp.com.
Nice.
Excuse me. I'm sure we've got your address, but just in case there's more than one Stephanie Loveday, and then we'll get that sent out to you.
We'll get that nice card sent out to you.
Lovely.
I hope that you enjoy it. And yeah, thanks very much for joining us. When's the next time we're going to see our friends?
So tomorrow at 10 o'clock, Groovy Tuesday. We've got a special guest tomorrow, haven't we?
Ah,
yes.
Yes.
So then after that, Thursday evening,
Craft along.
Yep. And then Friday at 10 and 2 for some brand new stamps and masks.
But no big outlay.
No,
it's actually quite modest because we're aware of what, you know, we get it.
Yeah.
And but by the same token, we got to keep going.
We have.
You know, we really appreciate your custom and your support.
Yeah.
Where would we be without you? It is working one day at a time.
Yeah.
But only with you.
Absolutely.
So thanks very much. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
And we'll see you.
Thank you to Jane as well.
Yeah, thanks, Jane, for your help. And we'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.